Manipur CM Yumnam Kenchan Singh gives 15-day deadline to surrender illegal weapons once of legal action. And Dr. Didi Lapang Football Tournament 2026 kicks off in Ribhoi, honouring former Meghalaya CM and promoting young football talent. Now the news in details. First, let's take a look at the local news. A new weaving and training centre was inaugurated at Maulong Nongtulu village in Ribhoi on Tuesday to promote traditional weaving and create livelihood opportunities. Textile Minister Met Bat Lingdo inaugurated the centre, constructed at a cost of 1.17 crore through the Meghalaya Basin Management Agency. The minister said the centre will support local weavers, provide training and help preserve the state's traditional weaving practices. He also highlighted the important role of women in preserving Khasi culture and urged them to continue contributing to the weaving sector.
Headquarter ka diwan munden kumka Idrisin bilik dengan senang yang saya dia. Bermentang hadir di itu ia kena kita kah di Idrisin bilik. Kalau itu terpang dari sorkar dan notification dari sorkar semua sebab textile department. Basuki mentah ini jengeram kita terpang lagi dengan sorkar jelas dengan sorkar bilik. Kilawan, kila dulu, suki, kisit jok kalau adalah nama jok dan dari suki, jengarap kilawan, kesorkar, kadang hasna. Bat kum weli ujung pi ngadap dengan kemen kalau kau. Bat hagawai lagi kot di magazine kita salah kalau pengi dah shop kalau speaker yang kan mereka ada kesan biru. Lalu mungkin kau hagawai ini achievement. Jumlah ini nak dari long bertahan jadi itu ya ini kita untuk long saya ya.
8 UDP MLAs met Union Home Minister Amit Shah and raised several Meghalaya issues, including FCRA amendments, ILP, MRSSA, Khasi Garo language recognition, coal and uranium mining. UDP leader Lakman Rumboy said Shah assured them that the FCRA amendment bill would first go before a joint parliamentary committee. The delegation also sought inclusion of Khasi and Garo in the 8th schedule, recognition of indigenous faith, rehabilitation of the Harijan community, and greater support for Nehu and Eklavya schools.
MEGHALAYA ka FCRA Act kat kum ka amendment bill arjar phun riu kum bang le tho yupi ha ka jing I junga ka don shibon ki banbu jing e ladangim don ka jing yashai ni lai kerna mata kene ka ILP long de ka ni lapas dala ka resolution ba kene ka ban ki ong hiba kane have study ma ba involve kalong ki different state kam show ma ba kum ba ptp mangi mde isolated the labanjo bagi niru in persang nak we post report ladang yola emang persang we ya ka jin kana bangi hawat ni ladan kita ke schedule ni ladan kita ke land transfer act ni ladan ki weki act ki ban yada ya ni rai kakum ka jia jempor ni yo iba ni danon kan sibun ki aka nak bentakan neka
International Youth Day 2026 was observed across Jawai, Umsning and Nongston on Wednesday, August 12, highlighting the role of youth in building a progressive and inclusive society. In Jawai, youth were encouraged to use technology responsibly for learning, skill development and self-growth, while 2 young achievers were felicitated under the Chief Minister's Youth Engagement Program. In Umsning, the event was held under the theme Different Contexts, Common Aspirations, and also marked the launch of the IEC campaign 2026 on HIV/AIDS awareness. At Nongston, Deputy Commissioner Himana Yak urged young people to aim high and pursue leadership roles, particularly in the MCS and IAS, while making the best use of available opportunities.
How this can be both challenging or it can be an opportunity for the society, for the community or for the government. You must have seen the recent student protests. This is not just limited to our country. In fact, our country had witnessed this very late. You must have seen it started in our neighboring countries like Bangladesh, then it started in Nepal, then it was in European countries, and then now we also had witnessed some of the student protests. Why this discontent is there among the student communities? Why I am highlighting this is because with the kind of technology and the exposure that we have, it is creating huge gaps within the families, within the generations that our parents, our teachers, our grandparents are not being able to catch up with the youth and our students. So it is not like before. In the schools or in the communities to reach out to the students, it would have been very easy. But with this today's fast-facing world and with the AI and all the internet activities that we see among the youth, our teachers, our parents will have to do a lot of homework to reach out to them.
The Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute, MATI, is supporting students preparing for competitive examination through coaching, guidance and financial assistance. Aspirants Keralang Soklet and as Barista Manners shared their experiences, stressing the importance of quality study time management, peer support and effective use of technology. While Soklet said aspirants need not necessarily travel to Delhi for preparation, Manners highlighted the benefits of coaching and direct interaction with teachers. Both expressed gratitude for government support and urged students to work hard and make the best use of available resources.
Kaniga exam ng pagtip po mga langli college po St. Anthony's. Te po mga graduate house nem arja apply months up to graduation nga join ya coaching industry coaching po sulong jong ihi niya po ALS ngayo ka jing kain to foundation batch ang to baro po bang nang prepare te ka bunsin hi bahap it was in isolation bed to ngarang himarwe bigum to yale kabali to ban prepare ka current affairs na ki general knowledge tamba na po ka nakalyang ka jing kay bangayo na po ka ALS pati ka ayarap hakin
ngala trim tala asnem dan re haswa jung tu ngayo ban prepare si ngala panong hambun kenta kin hari sini nrai menta kala sulong ngala sube binayeng sa office yang dengan itu ngayale ban 64 kin situ sini kadang si ngala ban yo arkanta man mit arkanta step kala biang nang ta junga tabal prepare kin yang.
The West Khasi Hills District Congress Committee staged a peaceful rally in Nongston on Wednesday to protest against the centre's proposed FCRA Amendment Bill 2026. The rally started from Congress Bhavan and proceeded to the market complex, with participants raising slogans against the BJP and the proposed amendments. The rally concluded with a public meeting where Congress leaders expressed concern over the possible impact of the proposed changes on existing FCRA provisions. Former MP Vincent H. Pala, DCC President Eric Carcentio, and other party leaders and supporters took part in the program.
Haka 14, 15, but 16 kalok sabah 15, 16, but 17. Hapor mga long MP nga attend ke parlimen kendai for R%. Kendai for R%. Ki debate mga isi menta live for R3. Ki jingkeli mga keli hapo parlimen aspa and for Southly. Ki bill mga move kumbang la ki bill Southly. Konrat sama don lang bang parlimen menfa umju aten tang 1% pe 1% konrad nanta gidibet musim benta tang sansen nanta kuli jingkeli tang handru teli gibil kawero donre chief minister itu por MP lang di Pulau Bejan Pangamta saleng udang suan menhekeni ka atendan singu kenai 5% gidibet musim benta kadoi gijingkeli bukeli katsau teli bat kabil umpat rak kawero kabil unsara ngafrai.
The Tibetan community in Shillong held a peaceful candlelight vigil at Kinbailat on Wednesday in memory of Tibetan activist Lobga Rangzen, who self-immolated outside the UN headquarters in New York on July 2nd, protesting the Tibet issue. Community members paid tribute to Rangzen and reiterated the demand for Tibet's freedom, while opposing China's law on promoting ethnic unity and progress, which they said threatens Tibetan identity, culture and heritage. As a mark of mourning and solidarity, several members of the community also shaved their heads during the vigil.
As you can see, people have gathered here. We are all from Tibetan community of Shillong. Actually, we have asked for the permission for a candlelight vigil march from Laimukra to Police Bazaar, but that was not allotted. So we have got a permission for here for candlelight vigil for just for an hour. But that is also thankful to the government of Meghalaya as they are providing us the platform. So I would like to say, like today we are giving solidarity to Mr. Lobga Rangzen. As you know, on 1st July 2026, the ethnic unity law has been passed in China. So on 2nd July 2026, in front of the United Nations headquarters in New York, Mr. Lobga Rangzen has self-immolated himself. But we Tibetan believes in non-violence, so he self-immolated himself and giving us the burning desire to let the Tibet be free. And that is our duty, and we will keep the burn alive. Thank you, Free Tibet.
Coming up now are the regional news. Manipur Chief Minister Yumnan Khenchan Singh has appealed to people possessing illegal weapons in both the hill and valley areas to surrender them within 15 days, warning of legal action against those who fail to comply. Speaking at an arms recovery program in Imphal, the Chief Minister urged people to hand over illegal weapons through their respective MLAs or district superintendents of police. According to the GGP, security forces have recovered 1,422 firearms, over 7,000 rounds of ammunition and 1,137 explosives between February and August 2026. Khenchan Singh appealed to all communities to cooperate with the government and security forces in restoring peace and normalcy in Manipur. Meanwhile, Home Minister Konthujam Govinda Singh warned of strict action against extortion and intimidation of transporters along the national highways, including possible action under the National Security Act. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on Wednesday urged Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu to order an inquiry into the firing along the interstate border that injured 12 people from Assam. The incident took place in Dhemaji district on Monday over a land encroachment dispute, with miscreants from Arunachal Pradesh allegedly opening fire. Sarma said the two states should not indulge in conflict and urged both sides to resolve local disputes through dialogue. He called for those responsible to be identified and punished. The Chief Minister also said the incident was particularly unfortunate as most boundary disputes between Assam and Arunachal Pradesh have already been resolved. Of the 123 villages claimed by Arunachal Pradesh, differences over 71 have been resolved, while discussions are continuing on the remaining 52 villages.
See, yesterday incident was painful, primarily because we have already settled our boundary dispute almost in all sectors. only in 5 sectors some disputes are still there. Yesterday in our cabinet we have reconstituted our regional committee so that we can resolve the issue with Arunachal. We should not fight, we should not indulge in conflict, because ultimately we have to remain together. So I request Honorable Chief Minister of Arunachal that you must order an inquiry, you must find out the culprit, and you should punish.
Moving on now, we have the national news. ITPO Chairman Jawed Ashraf said the Indian Trade Festival is providing a major platform for small traders, industries and startups from across the country to showcase their products. He said the festival also has an international research with ambassadors from 45 countries visiting the event. Ashraf highlighted the festival's importance in promoting India's MSME sector and connecting local businesses with national and international markets.
ये भारत के कोने कोने से 6 लाख गांव हैं, 4000 शहर हैं, 800 हमारे ज़िला हैं। इन सब के छोटे से छोटे व्यापारियों को, छोटे से छोटे उद्योगों को, छोटे से छोटे स्टार्टअप्स को वो एक साथ एक मंच पे ला रहा है, उनको जोड़ रहा है और पूरे देश के सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहा है। तो इससे 2 लाभ हैं। एक तो इनको बहुत बड़े एक विशाल भारत के बाज़ार में अपने नॉलेज, अपनी सर्विस, अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को बेचने का और पहुंचाने का मौका मिल रहा है। लेकिन ये मंच केवल एक राष्ट्रीय मंच नहीं है, ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच भी है। आज जैसे उद्घाटन समारोह में आपने देखा 45 देश के यहाँ जो राजदूत हैं दिल्ली में स्थित, वो भी आए थे। यहाँ विजिटर्स आ रहे हैं, बाहर से भी आ रहे हैं। तो एक ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच भी बन रहा है और ये विशेष करके हमारे एसएमई सेक्टर के लिए, एमएसएमई सेक्टर के लिए एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण मंच है।
Let's have a look now at the sports news. Dr. Didi Lapang Football Tournament 2026 was inaugurated at the Umbuda Artificial Turf on Wednesday by the Ribhoi District Sports Association in memory of former Meghalaya Chief Minister late Dr. Didi Lapang. Nongpo MLA Miralbon's Aim, who attended as chief guest, recalled Dr. Lapang's contribution to Meghalaya and described him as a mentor. The tournament began with Sotnidan SC taking an Umsatsning SC, providing young footballers in Ribhoi a platform to showcase their talent.
Dr. Didi Lapang. Ibolong Menteri Rangba berim jong gejala gejungi. Ilalong Menteri Rangba Sansin. Ilalong Sumut Menteri Rangba. Ilalong Menteri Yako Sorkar. Ilalong Runong Yalam Hagaliang Persya. Ilalong Ukpa Gacam Ribhoi. Nong Yalam Hagajala Baga North East. Ibaludan benta, haji benta, geber. Bad pentingkira, baka jala gejungi, kadang kiu nakapor sekapor. Haji benta, geber, kejino senyang gejungi gimana bankilet. Laga dari kum unong yalam haji jala. Bad pej bad kmi ya geroi kepar keilang kesalang. Badpej kerpang, nagamta gejino senyang haji kebun balang berper.
The How Well Do You Know Our Tiranga series continues with episode 4 under the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign 2026. From the heights of Mount Everest to the vastness of outer space, discover some incredible milestones of our Tiranga. Let's take a look.
Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of How Well Do You Know Our Tiranga, Video 4. In our previous episodes, we've explored some truly fascinating facts about our beloved Tiranga, from the largest monumental Khadi national flag displayed at Dhordo in the Rann of Kutch, Gujarat, to the Guinness World Record for unfurling the largest Indian flag underwater. But did you know that the tallest flagpole in India stands an incredible 418 feet, 127 meters tall? It is located at the Atari Waka border near Amritsar, Punjab, and was inaugurated on October 19, 2023 at the Atari Joint Checkpost. Installed by the National Highways Authority of India (NHAI), the towering flagpole not only proudly displays our national flag, but also features integrated security surveillance equipment. Interestingly, it even stands taller than the neighboring Pakistani flagpole across the border. Here's another amazing fact. Did you know that the Tiranga reached the top of the world? On May 29, 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay became the first people to reach the summit of Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth. Among the flags they carried to the historic peak was the Indian national flag. At 8,849 meters above sea level, the Tiranga flew where no human had ever stood before. It was a powerful symbol of a young independent India, marking its presence known on the world stage. And that's not all. Did you know that the Tiranga even traveled to outer space? On April 2nd, 1984, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma became the first Indian to travel to space as part of the Indo-Soviet Joint Space Mission. He proudly wore the Indian flag on his spacesuit. When then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi asked him how India looked from space, his iconic reply, "Sare jahan se acha," became part of history. With the Tiranga proudly displayed on his spacesuit, our national flag became the first Indian flag to leave Earth's atmosphere and journey into space. Isn't that incredible? Stay tuned for more fascinating stories about our Tiranga in the next episode. Until then, keep the tricolor flying high and keep celebrating the spirit of India. Jai Hind.
And now let's take a look at the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 31 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 99%, rainfall 3.1 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 26 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 97%, rainfall 6.9 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Jowai, minimum temperature 20 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 26 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 96%, rainfall 2 millimeters. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says cloudy skies with isolated thunderstorms likely to occur. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. New Weaving and Training Center inaugurated in Ribhoi to promote traditional weaving and create livelihood opportunities for local weavers. Eight UDP MLAs meet Union Home Minister Amit Shah, raise FCRA ILP, MRSSA language recognition and mining issues. International Youth Day 2026 observed across Jowai, Umsning and Nongstoin with focus on skills, leadership and responsible use of technology. Manipur CM Yumnam Khenchan Singh gives 15-day deadline to surrender illegal weapons, warns of legal action. And Dr. Didi Lapang Football Tournament 2026 kicks off in Ribhoi, honoring former Meghalaya CM and promoting young football talent. And with that, we come to the end. And as we conclude today's edition of Breakfast News, thank you for spending your Thursday morning with us. Stay with DD News Meghalaya as the Khasi News Bulletin comes your way next. For the latest news and updates, don't forget to connect with us on our social media platforms. On behalf of everyone here at our Shillong studio, thank you for your company. Stay informed, stay safe, and have a great day ahead.